So that was a great first expo back, and it has literally gotten better and better and better with every expo. You can't even say ESI today is the old version on steroids. It's a completely new version, better in every way. And yeah, I'm excited to be back. Our business has more than doubled since we returned, but the whole time we were gone, we saw zero growth. So
I actually took a phone call from you, and I don't know if you remember this, but it was in mid 2013. You called me and kind of jokingly said it's time to come back. The franchises are gone. It's all about the independent. And then I met you at a profit day, and I spoke to another member in Tampa who had stayed the whole time, and he just kind of confirmed that yeah, it's better. It's time to come back. So it was a no-brainer for us at that point.
I started using the entire recipe. Originally, I was using bits and pieces of the recipe, the fun stuff, wrap your trucks, get the new uniforms, create a great brand and image and all that stuff. And I kind of glossed over the systems that were so important, tracking and, things like that. So now what we're using is every single ingredient that we possibly can for the recipe of success in the service business. So we're doing that, and it's made a world of difference. To further answer that question, the systems are better now. Here's what I find value in. We have a team of people, and a much better, more effective team than my previous experience with SGI. This team is just amped, and every single day they're focused on improving systems, looking at the marketplace, making sure that we're evolving and able to evolve with the marketplace as it happens, proactively versus retroactively. To me, that right there is everything, because what I'm trying to do, and I think what everybody should be doing and probably are doing, the successful ones anyway. And one of the great things about ESI is not only do you get the ESI team, but they're out there constantly bringing more qualified people onto the broader team, which you can kind of pick and choose who fits your individual company. But you just can't do that. Without ESI, I would have to try to find these people, vet them, make sure what they're doing is actually viable to the home services industry, and that it fits my company. So as ESI has evolved and gotten better and stayed on top of the ever-changing marketplace, they've enabled me to do what I do and incorporate their hard work into my business without actually having to do it myself.
I mean, if we looked at ourselves in a leadership standpoint and we had a scorecard, what's on that scorecard? It's, my God, it's marketing, communications, pricing, fleet management, inner office team guidance, outer office team guidance, how to identify people that, like what Frank was saying on teams, how to identify people that would be good on those teams, all these things. And if you're going to grade yourself on every one of those, and that's just what came to mind, there's tons more. How would you grade yourself? And if you don't like the score, if you're being honest with yourself and you don't like the score, how are you going to move that score? And the only way that I've found to be able to do that is to constantly be in learning mode. And so when I'm going to Expo, there's something that I learned 3 years ago, and I don't even remember that I learned it. But then tomorrow, when I'm asked a question, I'm going to have some response, some way of fixing it, and I'm not even going to know where it came from. And it's that exposure, constant exposure to it. And that's what our jobs are. If our jobs as leaders of a company are going out and turning a wrench still, okay, but there's got to be a point where that's not your job anymore. Otherwise, there you go. You can predict your 20-year future. That's one of my biggest stresses is, am I delivering everything my team needs from me on all sides? And the way that I get the tools to be able to do that is through just constant leadership. And SGI is the biggest piece of that.
When we made the decision to come back, I made the personal decision that I was going to use every single resource SGI had available to me. And my comment to myself was, I'm going to drive them crazy with how much I'm calling them. And I did. I think I wore our coach out to the point where he retired. And it's helped. You know, I have on my computer screen here a little sticky note that I put when I came back, and it says 2013. That year we did $480,000. We came back in July of that year. The next year we were just over $1 million. 2015 we doubled. 16, 17, and 18 we doubled to now. 2019 we were right at $5 million with two trades. I attest all of that to hard work, leadership, like Trent said, but the tools that I got from SGI and the member network. That is something that I feel like is one of the most valuable parts of the membership, is having, friendships, like you said, with other successful business owners, whether we're sharing a funny cat meme or a detailed procedure of how to run, your call center, which a member shared with me yesterday. It's things that you don't have to reinvent. People have the answers, and it's just amazing the amount of sharing that goes on in the member network here.